Welcome to the deep dive. It's always great exploring clever new ways people are learning things, isn't it?
Absolutely, especially practical skills.
Exactly. And today we're diving into something really innovative in that space. It's about mastering, believe it or not, HVAC troubleshooting.
Right, using this new mobile tool.
Yeah, precisely. Our source for this deep dive is HVAC Mastermind Mobile, troubleshooting on the go.
Eee.
So our mission today is basically to figure out how this thing works, who it's really for, and maybe why it's, kind of a big deal for hands-on learning. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, and what's really compelling, I think, is the bigger picture here. How tools like this combine, actual application with immediate feedback. It's not just HVAC, it's sort of a glimpse into how skill learning itself could change. Quite revolutionary, potentially.
That's a great point. So the source calls it the HVAC Mastermind Challenge, but now it's mobile ready. What does that actually mean for someone maybe hearing about this for the first time?
Well, basically, it takes all that complex knowledge about fixing air conditioners, the stuff that usually needs years of field experience or wading through dense manuals, and it distills it down into an interactive format you can carry around.
On your phone.
Right, on your phone. The clever part is how it makes that deep expertise, well, manageable and engaging without losing the practical side. And what's really insightful thinking about it is how it can potentially shorten that whole apprenticeship curve. I mean, normally you might only see a really tricky fault like once a year on the job.
Right, you have to wait for it to happen.
Exactly. But with this app, you could run through dozens of those rare critical scenarios in just an hour. You build up diagnostic pattern recognition way faster than you normally could. Years faster, potentially.
Wow, that idea of accelerating experiences.
Yeah.
That's powerful. So given that, who is this actually aimed at? Who gets the most out of this kind of mobile training?
Well, the source mentions a kind of dual audience, which seems smart. On one side, you've got your seasoned HVAC pros, people already in the field. They can use it to keep their skills sharp, maybe practice between calls, stay current.
Makes sense.
But then it's also for curious homeowners, people who just want to understand their own AC better, or maybe someone thinking about, getting into the trade. It opens a door.
Yeah, I can totally see that. And the convenience factor. I mean, you could be sitting outside, nice day, whatever, and you're engaging with this really interactive troubleshooting game right there on your phone. That ability to learn anywhere, anytime, it really changes things.
It does.
But beyond just being convenient, what's the actual, interactive experience?
Yeah.
The source talks about bright highlights, glowing icons.
Yeah.
How does that help you learn effectively?
Yeah, the key thing they emphasize is real-world scenarios. It's crucial. This isn't just reading theory. The app simulates the actual pressure, the decisions you have to make on a real service call.
Like the clock is ticking?
Sort of, yeah. It makes you think fast, just like you would with a customer waiting.
Yeah.
It helps build that diagnostic muscle memory, so you're ready for the real thing.
Okay, and it sounds like it builds you up gradually. It mentioned levels, beginner, intermediate, master.
Yeah, you pick your level, and each round throws a new problem at you.
And are these problems like specific things, not just generic issues?
Oh, very specific. Real stuff. Like, maybe the simulation shows a compressor that's short cycling. Or you might get a scenario with low suction pressure.
Okay.
Or maybe a refrigerant issue for people less familiar. Low suction pressure, for instance, that could mean a leak or maybe blocked airflow, The app gives you the symptoms.
Gotcha. So you see the symptoms, you have to diagnose it. Then what? You use virtual tools.
Yeah, exactly. You might tap on a virtual manifold gauge to check the pressures, or use a digital thermometer tool on screen.
And then you make your call.
You make your call on what the problem is, and boom, instant feedback tells you if you nailed it.
Okay, but what if you don't nail it? What happens then? Does it just say wrong?
No, that's where the real learning happens, I think. It's smarter than that. If you get it wrong, it doesn't just, mark it red. It might guide you. It could highlight the step you missed, or give a quick explanation of why that was the issue and your choice wasn't quite right.
So it teaches the reasoning.
Precisely. It's about training your diagnostic process, not just getting the answer. And, at the beginner level, it might give more hints, maybe walk you through using a tool correctly.
Okay.
But as you level up, those supports fade away. You have to rely more on what you've learned, which mimics that real-world pressure.
That sounds incredibly effective, actually.
Yeah.
So really, the core benefit is you're getting this burst of training, but it's also kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Here's where it gets really interesting, I think.
Yeah.
Because that's the magic combination, isn't it? Bridging learning and, well, enjoyment.
Yeah, absolutely. And if we connect this to the bigger picture,
Hmm.
this approach, it just massively lowers the barrier to learning something technical and, frankly, dense. When you can turn complex problem solving into something engaging, like a game,
Yeah.
well, you make that expertise way more accessible. It encourages those aha moments, where something clicks and an abstract idea becomes a real action with a clear result. It's sort of democratizing these practical skills.
It really is. So for our listeners, what does this all mean for you? Whether you're that seasoned pro or just curious, or maybe you just enjoy a good mental challenge? Well, HVAC Mastermind Mobile seems to offer this really unique, quite engaging way to pick up or sharpen technical know-how. It turns these abstract concepts into something you can interact with right there on your screen. It's a fantastic example of how tech we use every day can genuinely transform how we learn skills.
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? This raises a pretty important question. If something as complex as HVAC troubleshooting can be tackled like this, what other fields, traditionally very hands-on or experience-based, could be next? I mean, could we see similar tools for diagnosing car problems? Or maybe figuring out complex plumbing issues? Or even practicing, I don't know, tricky carpentry joints, all just by swiping on a screen? Where does this interactive learning go?
It definitely sparks the imagination thinking about those possibilities. The whole idea that these deep dives into complex skills can happen pretty much anywhere,
Hmm.
and that learning itself can be genuinely engaging. It really does reshape what skill development could look like. We hope this deep dive gave you something interesting to think about for your own learning journey.